मला नाही आले खर्च त्याच्यावर.
Okay, this is an assistant professor, Mr. V.M. Jagtap, working at the MEFIS KNMS College, Satana, and today I am going to deliver the knowledge on the subject poultry management and the subtopic that is the topic female reproductive system of chicken. Understand? Hen. Clear? And this topic basically to the TYBSC student. Clear it? Now let's see the next slide about the reproductive system of hen. You can see this one is the whole diagram of the hen. Clear it? Hen are the chicken, and this is the what head region of the hen. This is the neck region. This is the chest region of the hen. This one is the abdomen, and that is the pelvic region, and that is the tail region, and this one is the legs. Understand? That is the whole diagram of the hen. You can see where is the presence of the reproductive system inside the body of hen. Ovary basically presence at the chest region, and whole remaining part of the what oviduct, it start from the chest up to the anus region. Understand? Now let's see the next slide of the female reproductive system of chicken. About the female reproductive system, you can see this one, this diagram. Female reproductive system basically composed of the how many part? Two part. First part, that is the ovary. This one is the yellowish part, ovary, and second largest part, that is known as the oviduct. Clear it? So about the ovary, it's clutcher of the ovary and presents large amount of eggs in the clutcher form, and another one, that is the what? Oviduct. Clear it? This oviducts further divided into the various sub compartment, either sub region. So first compartment of the oviduct, that is known as the infundibulum. Understand? What is the first compartment? This one is region just close to the eggs, either ovary. This part of the oviduct is known as the infundibulum, and the infundibulum is the site of fertilization. Where is fertilization occurs? Fertilization basically occurs at the infundibulum. This one is funnel like region. Clear? And next part of the oviduct, that is known as the magnum. About the magnum, it's a part where the albumin egg white is added, and next part, that is the isthmus. It's commonly known as the membrane, and isthmus followed by the most IMP organ, either part of the oviduct, that is known as the uterus. Understand? About the uterus, you can see this is the moon-like structure, that is the mature egg presence inside the uterus. Clear it? That is the commonly called as the cell gland. Clear it? Uterus is commonly called as the cell gland. About the cell gland, it's a main part where the matured ova, either eggs, stored, either spend their time. Then this uterus followed by the next organ of the oviduct, that is known as the vagina. Understand? And it's acting as a transport to the exterior, and sperm storage occurs at the various site in the tract in some species. Understand? Some hens eggs sperms are stored inside the where inside the magnum. Some oviduct stored eggs inside the isthmus. Then some hens stored eggs inside the uterus, that is the site of storage. Now next one, that is the whole description about the female reproductive system. This one is the ova, either ovary. Clear? And this is the part that is known as the oviduct. Basically, female genital system, female reproductive system, it usually composed of pair of ovaries and pair of oviduct. And chickens and most other birds have only one ovary and one oviduct. Clear it? Into the matured chicken, how many ovary and oviduct? Only one ovary and one oviduct. Clear it? At the stage of the puberty, either maturation. Whenever birds are completely mature, that time only one one ovary and one oviduct is there, and another right ovary and right oviduct are uh, working as a rudimentary organ. Rudimentary organ means what? It's a functionless. Clear it? So let's see about the ovary. This one is part ovary of the chicken, organ in which yolk formation occurs. Clear it? What occurs inside the ovary? Yolk formation. Yolk is formed in the follicular sac ovarian follicle by the deposition of continuous layer of the yolk material, and 99% of the yolk material is formed within a 7 to 9 day before the laying. Understand? Whenever eggs are laid out by the hen, so how many days before the yolk or formation start before the 7 to 9 days. Understand? This one is about the what? This one is about the ovary. Now I'm going to explain about the next part of the female reproductive system, that is the oviduct. About the oviduct, I already explained about the oviduct. The eggs moves through the oviduct for about 22 hours. How many hours? 22 hours. And during this journey, it undergoes a number of modification. What's happened? Number of modification occurs inside the egg into the where? Into the oviduct. Then first, a thickened outer layer is applied to the vitelline membrane, and which has two cord-like extension, that is the chalazi, and which anchor the yolk in the center of the egg and stabilized it. Clear it? This one is about the oviduct. Now, this oviduct further divided into the number of compartment, either number of part. So first part of the oviduct, that is known as the infundibulum. Clear it? So let's see about the infundibulum. It's also called as the funnel. Clear it? Why funnel? Because the shape of the infundibulum looking like a funnel. That's why it's commonly known as the funnel. Then the first section of the oviduct that quickly engulf the yolk within with its thin funnel-like leaves. Clear it? What's the function of this infundibulum? It's engulf the yolk with the yolk, either egg, are matured inside the ovary, and these are the ooze out from the ovary that first time pick up by the which one part of the oviduct, that is the infundibulum. Clear it? And it's a funnel like, and its main function to capture the matured eggs from the ovary. Clear it? Now next one about the oviduct. You can see this one is the whole diagram of the female reproductive system, that is the eggs, either ovary, and this is the duct, either tube-like structure, that is known as the what? That is known as the oviduct. Okay. Now, next one, uh, infundibulum followed by the next organ, that is known as the magnum. Understand? You can see this one is about the magnum. After the passing the infundibulum, yolk quickly enter into the magnum section, and the albumin is applied to the outer surface of the egg, providing water, nutrients, then and antibiotic agents. The shape of the egg is largely determined in this section. The magnum is separated from the isthmus by the narrow translucent ring without gland. Understand? The magnum is what? Separate from the what? Separate from the isthmus. Which one characteristic feature? That is the translucent ring without gland. Clear? This one is about the magnum. In that region, the main function occurs, that is the what? Addition of the albumin. Understand? The whitish part of the eggs which are added inside the magnum region. Then you can see this one is the ovary, that is the infundibulum. that is the, you can see that is the spiral like structure that is known as the magnum, and just below to the magnum there is smaller structure that is known as the isthmus, and isthmus followed by the next tube like structure, whole largest structure balloon like, that is the what, that is the uterus. Either it's commonly called as what, it's commonly called as the cell gland, and this uterus followed to the narrow structure that is known as the vagina, and last part that is known as the cloaca. Clear? Okay, so next about the magnum, there is next organ that is known as the isthmus. About the isthmus, isthmus is smaller in diameter than the magnum. Understand what? It's a smaller in diameter as compared to magnum. Then it is here the two shell membrane are added. The membrane touch each other throughout the egg, the except at the blunt end of the egg where the air cell is formed later because the eggs contain cool down and contrast after the laying. Clear it? The egg compartment are where cool down at the isthmus region, and it's a smaller than the magnum. Clear? And it's a narrowing part. There is no special function. There is only one function occurs. What is that? That is the cool the compartment of the eggs. Cool down. Then next one is the uterus. When these eggs pass into the next organ of the uterus, that is the uterus. It's also called as the cell gland. Uterus is commonly called as what? It's commonly called as the cell gland. And in this portion of the oviduct, the calcite crystals are deposited in and over the outer shell membrane layer to form the egg cell. Main function occurs inside the uterus. What is that? That is the addition, either formation of the egg cell. The whitest and hard cell covering were added inside the uterus. Why inside uterus only? Because at the uterus region there is present some glands. This gland secretes the calcium as well as phosphate for the covering, made a covering of the egg cell. Clear it? And next one, whenever complete the process occurs, these eggs are ready to lay out, and these eggs pass into the next part of the oviduct that is known as the vagina. Clear it? So about the vagina, in the vagina a thin protein coating called as the bloom, and it's applied to the cell to keep the harmful bacterial or dust from the entering the egg cell pores. The eggs is turned horizontally, the process called as the oviposition. Understand? The eggs, either matured egg, are turned in which direction? At the horizontal, and this horizontal turning of the egg is known as the what? Oviposition. Just before the laying, so that eggs will exit without the blunt end first. Clear it? Which one end first comes out? That is the blunt end. There is two shape of the egg. First one egg end is the pointed, and another end of the egg, that is the blunt end. Understand? So first come out which one end? That is the blunt end through the cloaca. Plus, that is the last part of the oviduct that is known as the vagina. And you can see original diagram, either picture of the female reproductive system. Whenever hens, either chickens, are cut out, that time the isolated picture, either isolated organ, that is the female reproductive system. You can see this one is the what? Ovary, and inside this yellowish part ovary there is present what? Yellowish part, that is known as the yolk. Understand? And its combination combinedly known as the ovary, and this is the part that is the magnum, and that is the uterus, and this one is the intestine. Clear? Next one, you can see this one is also picture whenever chickens are dissect out, that is the small ovary, and this one and this one, that is the matured ova. Clear? And this matured ova are ready to enter inside, where? Enter inside this funnel shape structure that is known as the infundibulum, and it is a part of oviduct. Clear it? Now Next one, you can see that is the whole diagram of the reproductive system of chicken. That is the ovary. This ovary eggs are matured and pass inside where? Pass inside the infundibulum. It's the first part of the oviduct. Then these eggs pass inside where? Inside the magnum. It's the largest and thickest region. Inside this region, there is egg white are added around the what? Around the yolk. Clear? And these eggs pass out into the next part of the reproductive system, that is known as what? That is known as the isthmus. You can see this one is very narrow and short region, that is known as the isthmus. And whenever these eggs are cooled down at the isthmus region, these eggs are passed inside the next organ, that is known as the what? Uterus. Either this uterus is commonly called as the cell gland. And whenever oviposition occurs. Oviposition means what? These eggs are turned out horizontally and ready to lay out. And these eggs pass into inside the vagina, and through the vagina, these eggs are laid out through the cloaca. Understand? That is the whole diagram of the reproductive system of hen, either chicken. Now let's see the next one. You can see that is the infundibulum, and that is the matured eggs. Then next one, that is the vaginal region, and that is the intestinal opening, and that is the vaginal opening. This one is region. From this vaginal opening, eggs are passed out, and that is the intestinal opening, that is known as the common opening cloaca. Understand? From the intestinal opening, there is fecal matters are passes, and that is the vaginal opening. Clear? Now, next one, you can see that is the anus, either cloaca of the hen. Clear? Either chicken. Then that is the stages of the yolk. Matured yolk are formed. This pass into the infundibulum. There is fertilization occurs, and there is formation of the chick embryo up to the 21st day. Clear? That is the stages of development of chicken. You can study this part inside the developmental biology. And then next one. And this one is the from 21st day, and this light chickens are come out from the eggs. Understand? Okay.